Morning, guys.
Just want to ask you about just injuries, first of all, whether KJ or whether Jordan had a better sense of what they might be dealing with.
KJ has an ankle sprain, so he'll be dealing with that. Mike Edwards has a hamstring. He'll get an MRI tomorrow, so we'll see what that is. And Baker has a sore leg.
You obviously were able to finish the game. Do you feel good about what you'd have moving forward without those two in terms of Todd helping you and obviously Russell at time?
I mean, they've got some playing time early this year. They're getting some playing time now. Feel good. Hopefully, we'll assess the injuries as the week goes on, and we'll kind of go from there.
Could you address just Bucky's progress as a runner and a receiver this year, and just more usage of him as the season has gone along? Was that because he became more comfortable in the offense, or just you just wanted Rashad to be, they're both running well, obviously. It takes all three, as we said. But, increasingly, he seems to be that playmaker, right?
Well, he's getting more comfortable with the offense, and the more comfortable he gets, the more you can give him and the more he can do. Like you said, both of them are running well. We're happy with both of them. And Bucky has a skill you can't teach. He can make people miss in the hole. He's tough on the inside. Rashad had a big run at the end of the game as well. So using them both together, it seemed to be working out for us.
But Mayfield having 2 interceptions, struggling in the first half to kind of move the ball consistently. Would you point to maybe the familiarity that Carolina's coaching staff has with him, both Rams and Carolina having time playing with him, or is there something else you'd point to for why he didn't collect the way he has?
Well, 2 errant throws. I mean, you can't make those throws right there. We got to be smarter with the football. One was 3rd and short. One, he scrambled, nobody was open. He flipped it to the side, and the guy made a play. Just got to get it out of bounds at that time, and it was less than 2 minutes, or the 2-minute situation going on. So, and he's going to make some mistakes. He understands that, but he gathered himself. He got back together after halftime, and he came back and he made some plays.
You guys ran the ball so well, fourth quarter and overtime. Carolina came in with the worst run defense in the NFL. You guys talk about taking what the defense gives you, but do you have a sense for why there wasn't a more greater priority early in the game on winning with the run on the ground?
We tried to do some things. We tried to run it early. They made some plays early on. We tried to mix it up. We turned it over a couple of times. The second half, we kept it on the ground a little bit more. We started clicking, and the 2 runners made some plays.
7 penalties of 54 yards against the Panthers, despite the win. How important is it to maintain that discipline going forward in this final stretch, and kind of what goes into that?
Penalties are big. Obviously, they set us back. We shot ourselves in the foot in the first half, especially offensively. We had a personal foul defensively as well. So it's going to be huge going forward in December football because everybody's going to try to run the ball. Everybody's going to try to stop the run. So the less penalties you commit, the more chances you have at possessions.
Baker went out with getting stepped on, and then came back in the game. First of all, how's he going to be this week if you know if he's going to be able to practice? And then when he came in, it was 3rd and 1. Man goes empty in that situation. He's coming off the bench. Just what was the thinking about throwing the ball in that situation as opposed to running?
I was just calling his offense. He was calling his offense basically with Baker in there. Figured they'd be piling up against the run, so we tried to get a play in there, and it didn't work. I think he'll be comfortable game time. I'm not sure about his practice status during the week, though.
Both of Carolina's touchdowns yesterday came on short field, kind of after kicking miscues. Trenton had a 22-yard punt and then had the short kick on the kickoff. How concerning are those, and how you guys have a punter on your practice squad? How much will you evaluate that this week?
They were very concerning. Almost cost us the game. Basically, the field position cost us. We got them out. We got them off the field, but it's very concerning. We're definitely going to take a look at it.
Anthony Nelson has been around for a number of years now. Never really been counted on everyday starter necessarily, but for the amount of snaps he plays, he seems to come up big. You could look back at this year and say that play saved the season. Just what is it about him that he sort of shows up in big moments like that?
It was huge. I mean, he's always played under control. He plays calm, but he plays tough and he plays smart. He doesn't have the build of the natural muscular defensive lineman, and he has a baby face Nelson, if you will. But at the same time, he's extremely smart. He's extremely strong. He's extremely active when he's on there, understands how to use his hands because he played inside so much in college. He understands that part of the game as well. And when he's in there, he doesn't start, but he gets starter plays, and he will play more. And he had a heck of a ball game for us.
They're nearly in field goal range. Are you thinking it has to be a turnover at this point, that we got to get the ball from them at this stage?
Either that or make sure we get a TFL and try to make the kick as long as possible.
Tyke and Joe both missed yesterday. Do you give a sense of when they could practice or how much in play they are for this week?
I'll have a better feel on Wednesday.
Any message with this Raiders team coming in here? They took Kansas City, as everybody seems to do, right down to the wire again.
Another tough team. I mean, they're tough. They play good ball. They just hadn't had the breaks. They had the breaks that we had in the first half of the season. We know it's going to be a tough ball game. Every game is a playoff game for us. We got to take care of that.
Tristan McGowan coming off the knee injury, and he's got, well, somebody's going to have to block back Crosby on one side or the other this week.
Well, he's sore, but he played a heck of a ball game. He played a heck of a ball game. He finished it out. He actually graded out very well as well, but he's sore. He's sore, so we'll see how the week goes with him.
McMillan and Shepard ended up making big catches at the end of the game, but the first 4 quarters, there still seems to be a gap between what you're getting out of those guys and Chris Godwin. Do you see it getting better? Is Baker getting more comfortable with the other receivers?
Well, they're not going to beat Chris Godwin. I think he's very comfortable with him because when Mike was hurt as well, they got more comfortable early in the season. That's paying dividends right now. We're not asking them to be Chris. We're changing some of the routes for them so they can be themselves, and we're comfortable with them helping us out going forward.
Mike had another spectacular highlight catch in the end zone. I think you almost take those for granted, and 100 yards again. Is it like having your future perhaps Hall of Famer back in the lineup making those plays?
It's huge. We needed every one of those catches. I mean, he came up with some big catches, some big first downs, the big touchdown, like you said. He came up with a big catch in 2 minutes. I mean, he's our bell cow. We count on him to make plays.
Anything else?
Thanks.
Thanks very much.
Love you guys.